Ooh, I got frozen for a minute. I went running. Not my full run, but just enough to get outside and get some miles in. But the reason why I came to talk to you guys today is I'm going to tell about something that I did in my class that was just revolutionary. First of all, my one word for the day would be, or the year would be creativity. I think sometimes I don't make time for creativity. I'm so focused on getting this done, getting that done, and I think 2016, I'm going to stop and focus on being creative. And being creative is kind of doing goofy stuff like I have right now. And this is from the dollar store, and I'm doing a photo booth for Valentine's Day with my students. So I got myself a red hat, glasses, and beads. But half the class will get into it, the other half won't. I had a class once that just loved to dress up, but this year's class, so-so. But I thought it'd be fun to wear it today for the podcast. Let me also show you some things that I do in my classroom that I feel really revolutionary. I started a method called the 5 Love Languages, and that was started by Gary Chapman. And originally it was mostly for adults. But I think over the years they have realized that it's important that you do it for teachers too, because the methods work very well. You get kids that are very difficult, and you learn how to understand them by doing the 5 love languages, and you see a wealth of work out of them. It's completely amazing. So let me take these off so I can see a little bit better. Let me first of all tell you what the 5 love languages are. The 5 love languages are words of affirmation, and that's basically telling people good job. And then there's the acts of service, which is mine. If my husband really wants to make me happy, he gets the house clean. He does the acts of service. And I had a lot of students that were handfuls, but they enjoyed spending quality time with me. And I know I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Or they enjoy doing acts of service, and so that's how they kind of get away with a little more with me. I mean, I'm pretty strict, but I'm not like, crazy strict. And then some people respond really well to giving of gifts. You have those people that come back from a trip and they've always got to bring back something. That might be their love language. Quality time. Oh, definitely my husband's. He spending quality time with somebody. And the hard thing though as a teacher sometimes with quality time is you get so drained from those kids that just need attention. And sometimes there's people that don't get enough attention at home, but there's just some people that naturally need lots of attention. Then the last one is physical touch. Physical touch, let me put these back on. I think I look better with the outfit on. Physical touch is hugs, high fives, things like that. I've had students that have not been in my classroom, but I figured out really fast that they're into physical touch. So whenever I go by, I high five. It's amazing what it does to their behavior. Just little things like that, just simple. I have some books I recommend. First of all, this just came out, and this is Discovering the 5 Love Languages at School. I plan on using this. This is a curriculum. What's cool about it is I know the 5 Love Languages is originally a Bible thing, but this is for public schools, so you can use it in public schools, so that's really cool. And I plan on using it really thoroughly this summer with my summer school, but I also plan on using it with at least the worksheets with my students. I've done the 5 love languages as a paragraph many years in my classroom. Let me tell you 2 quick stories. I have a bunch of how the 5 love languages revolutionized my classroom. I was kind of discouraged. I had this awful year. You had that awful year and you're like, something's got to change. And I had this little girl, she came from Chicago. Hello. And she was a real handful. And she drove the other teacher crazy. Of course, this teacher got driven crazy by everything. But anyway, hey, how you doing? Let me see. Oh, glad to meet you. Okay, but anyway, this teacher, sorry if I can't get all your comments. I am up to almost bifocal time, and so it's kind of hard for me to see some of the comments. But anyway, she was a handful. She came in my room part-time, then full-time, and just amazing. I figured out her love language was acts of service and quality time, and I virtually had no behavior problems with her. She, and also it was great for me because I got a lot of work done in my classroom. So I would do, hello, how are you doing? Hey, Mikey, how you doing? It's so good to see everybody in here. Let me take these off so I can see a little bit better. The books, another book I would recommend is The 5 Love Languages for Children. They recently updated it. The reason why I'm showing you paper copies, I have at my Kindle, and it would be hard for you to see on my Kindle, obviously, because I'm using my phone. And this is a good understanding. I like the updated version because it also has some things about creative ways using technology to show the 5 love languages. So again, the 5 love languages are words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts and quality time, and physical touch. And we know as teachers, there's plus and minuses. Do you hug a kid? Do you not? I tend to say hug them, high five of them, give them a big hug. They need it. They see so much inappropriate. Other thing I would say too, I found in my doing lunch duty, I get to be around a lot of kids, and a lot of the teachers just yell. And I found with my kids are so immune to yelling. Hello, bye-bye, 40. And I use please and thank you a lot. It just seems like please and thank you. And then they do things for me. It's like, why do they do things for me? Because I think they're so not used to please and thank you. This is a book I use with my students. If I did it, I would definitely do it in several settings. This is also by Gary Chapman, and this is a kid's book on A Perfect Pet for Peyton. There's also an app you can get for your, if you got an Apple phone, and it's got a lot of virtual reality. It's a couple years old. I had a little problems with it before, but it was free, so you cannot complain. Free. Everything is about free. But this is a great book. I would do it in several sittings with a class, and it goes through all the love languages, and it really explains it well. Now, if you're teaching in a public school, there's some parts that say, they pray, and you got to use your judgment whether or not you read that or you kind of skip over those parts. But I still think it's a good resource, and you really get to learn what the 5 love languages are. And I've used that several times. I've used that up to first graders, and it works really well. Then the last thing I'm going to show you guys, well, actually 2 more things. Because I'm doing photo booth with my class with the cool glasses and stuff, I looked on the internet, and I have a Samsung phone, so I only have the Google store, and they have several, okay, thank you, I'll be there in a minute. They have several photo frames that you can utilize with your kids that you can just type in and put on your phone for free. But the one I like the most, I think I'm going to use with my kids for a photo booth, so they can have a picture that go along with their story that they're going to write on the love language, that's their love language, is romantic photo. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but it was really difficult to find something that didn't need to have 2 pictures or was too, flowery or too romantic. I wanted just something, with a basic heart or Valentine decoration that they could give their mom. So let me show you one other thing. So that's romantic photo. So don't get fooled by the name. It's romantic photo. Then the other thing is 2 websites on Teachers Pay Teachers that are free. One is, let me look. It is Beth Hammett, and that's what I'm going to show you. And then Lisa Phrase. And Beth Hammett has a lot. What I liked about this one is this is more of a letter, but as you can see, there's all different kinds of designs. I'll show you all the different designs. And they weren't too flowery. I think I'll be able to get my boys to do a paragraph on the 5 love languages. See, there's a variety. And even if my kids are all the same, most of them would be quality time and words of affirmation. It won't matter. Like before, I would try and get everybody to do a different one. But I really want them to discover what is theirs. So what I'm going to do is just, if they do the different designs, then you're not going to be able to tell. As I'm showing you these, another story I have with the 5 love languages, I've got this teacher that I would consider kind of my nemesis. And she's just mean. She's just nasty. I don't even talk to her when I walk down the hall and I see her. I've tried, I've prayed, I've tried, done everything. She's just a nasty, nasty person. But one day I was doing bus duty where I was counting the amount of kids on each bus. They were trying to save money. And as I was waiting for the buses to come, here's another one, I was holding the door open for all the teachers that were coming in. And the teachers were thanking me. But it just seemed like with this teacher, it made such a difference doing that with her. And I realized, oh my goodness, hers love language is either acts of service or it could be words of affirmation, because every morning, and I did it for a few mornings, I would tell her, have a good day, glad to help you. But it just seemed like she just really brightened up to that. Like nobody says anything nice to her. I mean, she's just a very mean person. So you just never know. And then there's a lady at my fitness center that I go and see as I'm getting ready in the morning, and she used to be really mean and nasty. And I found out that her love language was words of affirmation or quality time. And I now when I come in, she's like, she won't let me go to get ready after I work out, because she wants to tell me what's going on in her family, what's going on with her daughter and her granddaughter especially. And so you just never know. So if you have a difficult person in your life, don't dress up like this. But seriously, I would check out Gary Chapman's The 5 Love Languages. It's great for kids. It's great for adults. It's great for everybody. So, and my behaviors that I've sent to the office have just significantly gone down since I've really implemented this method in my classroom. So I hope that helps, and I hope that gives you an easy, fun idea for Valentine's.